Jam rounds.
Nice shot, Gazy. Get in the hole.
Wow.
Wow, that's the best shot I've ever hit. You clowns won't beat that.
You haven't been playing long, have you?
That is a Hall of Fame shot.
Nice shot, Mr. Gaze.
Drewy, you can call me Drewy.
Great shot, Mr. Drury. Don't be nervous, coach. You got this. Keep your eye on the ball. Be the ball.
Man, get your ass off the tee.
Been a few blowouts this year, man. I'm thinking of making a comeback. I think I've still got it, Gaze.
No, you ain't got it.
Get down. Get in the hole.
It is alive.
Another hole in one.
Oh, wait, coach. I've got to get a photo of this. Got to get a photo. Smile, coach. Look here. Now reach for it. Reach for it. Smile, coach. Is this good? Is this good?
Take the damn picture.
Where'd you get that camera?
Hey, Mr. Copes, Leonard, it's Hulse, Pete Hooley. I'm going to need you to come out now. I've got a game to call tonight, and I'm going to look a bit silly if you don't.
Hello and welcome as round 11 of the Hungry Jacks NBL continues from Spark Arena. The New Zealand Breakers taking on the Tassie JackJumpers. Alongside me, the man who is doing some of his finest work there, Bill Murray. Pete Hooley. Welcome in, but this should be a fun one tonight.
I'm looking forward to this, and again, true to everything that just happened, I'm on my own. So if Leonard wants to come and help me, he is more than welcome. But I'm looking forward to this. It's the middle of the pack battle that we'll see there on the Mitsubishi Motors standings. This is super important because we can all pencil in those teams up above who we know will be there in the playoffs and contending for a championship. But Tassie and New Zealand playing some good basketball, and Tassie fully healthy, well, they're a different proposition.
Well, the New Zealand Breakers, they have won 3 of their last 4 games, and one of their best wins of the season in the Ignite Cup on Wednesday night. And of course, it was led by that man there, their superstar point guard, Parker Jackson Cartwright. 21 of his 24 points, Pete, in the second half, and he went 6 of 8 from the three-point line.
Yeah, we know they like to turn it on for the Ignite Cup, which they should be at the final in the Gold Coast, the way they've been playing on Wednesdays. But at halftime of this game, it was close, and we basically said they needed Parker Jackson Cartwright to take the game over, and he did this. And I think at times this season he's been a little too passive. I'd like him to continue to pick up where he left off in this second half, and remember that he is one of the most electrifying guards we have in this league. He put the team on his back, and he was enormous.
Well, their opposition tonight, the Tassie JackJumpers, they do have the band back together, all their imports, and that man, Will Magnay, and they are coming off their biggest ever win against the Sydney Kings in franchise history, that 23-point demolition in round 10. How do you see them?
It's interesting. Obviously, they've lost 6 of their last 7, but they were decimated with it by injuries until that last game against the Sydney Kings, where David Johnson came back, Will Magnay was in the lineup, and they were enormous. And to be honest, they've got Bryce Hamilton, David Johnson, Tiger Campbell, but Will Magnay is so important. If they want to go and legitimately be a championship contender, they need a healthy, refreshed, and motivated Will Magnay, because he can be one of the best two-way players, one of the best two-way big men in the league. We've seen that, and I love the way he goes about it, because he holds this JackJumpers unit together on both ends. He's a terrific leader as well.
That's going to be great to watch him go up against Sam Menenga, also one of the most informed players in the competition. You do have him as the most improved. So looking forward to that battle, as we are looking forward to having part of the call team tonight with us. Courtside, Cam Glidden.
Hey guys, welcome back to Spark Arena for this middle of the table, very important clash between the Jackies and the Breakers. Last time the Jackies were here, only managed 65 points against the defensive stranglehold the Breakers put on them. So they're going to look to play a bit more up-tempo tonight, I think. But one of the main talking points for me is the next star at the Breakers, Kareem Lopez. Probably had his best game for NBL26 on Wednesday down in Hamilton. This guy is looking more and more like a lottery pick every day, and someone I can kind of compare as an 18-year-old to Nicholas Batum, who's in the NBA, been in the NBA for bloody 20 years, it seems. Got those intangibles, that long body, great defensive mobility and someone that can get on the rim with ease.
It's a great comparison, to be honest. If you really watch Nick Batum the way throughout his career, the size, the way that he shoots the three ball even, there's a very similar stroke in that as well. So that's a great comparison. I mean, that's why Cam's the best, mate. No one else has thrown that out so far in
Love
2
it.
years.
And we'll cross the cam throughout the game. He'll give us plenty of updates. And he mentioned that Tassie Jack Jumpers at Spark Arena, they've only won one of their 7 meetings. And of course, they've only scored more than 77 points once. And he spoke about that last meeting, only 65 points. And this is the starting 5 for the New Zealand Breakers. It is their best lineup. And Rob Baker and Isaiah Brockington just continue to build into the season nicely.
Yeah, they do. Brockington, he had a quiet but productive game on Wednesday night. And Rob Baker, to see him now catch and shoot with confidence, he's crashing the glass. He's kind of their X factor because he was under the weather to start the season and they need him to fire. And the Tassie Jack Jumpers, well, this is their healthy and elite starting 5. Tiger Campbell, Bryce Hamilton, who's a superstar, David Johnson, who many seem to have forgotten about, had that calf injury, and then Josh Bannon, who's been unbelievable. What a recruit he's been for the Jack Jumpers, and Will Magnay that we mentioned. So just looking at that starting 5 and you think about what they could do damage-wise come February, it's exciting.
Yeah, looking good. And of course, then off the bench, you've now got Ben Air in form, and Jock Deng being able to score points, and Nick Marshall having a career best year. So plenty to like about Tassie, but they're going to have to defy the odds if they are to win over in New Zealand tonight. But we are looking forward to this. As you said, 6th spot, 5th and 6th still up for grabs. And these are 2 teams that, off the back of the FIBA break, Pete, are expected to play their best basketball late in the year. And out of the 2 teams, which one do you think can really get rolling and get hot?
Oh, I think it's the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. If they stay healthy, that's the key. And I said it at the start of the year that health would be their kryptonite one way or another, and they've shown just in the 1 game, small sample size since they've got everybody back, they can do some damage. But take nothing away from the Breakers as well, because a lot of their effort, I think, is between the ears of what they can achieve.
Well, looking forward to this one. Tassie, as we said, have a good record on the road this year. They're 4-3. And they've been doing a really nice job as underdogs, as Karim Lopez looks to be aggressive straight away and continue on that form from Wednesday night.
Yes. Cam Glidden with the early prediction. I don't know if he meant to do it, but I love to see this aggressive, confident youngster, and Karim Lopez just continues to get better and better as Josh Bannon tees one up.
Been a walking double-double this year as Josh Bannon.
You mentioned Sam Menenga, as I have as the leading most improved player, Cam. Josh Bannon was around the mark. There's 2 different jumps you can take. You can take the role player to really being a productive star in the league, and then you can do what Josh Bannon has done and just elevate it even more. Keanu Pinder did them both when he won it in back-to-back seasons.
Yeah, career highs in points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage for Josh Bannon. As Brockington gets to the left hand. Brockington in the last 3 wins for the Breakers, averaging almost 20 points a game, so he's been somewhat of a barometer. It's Campbell.
That's one where I like to see Tiger Campbell just take another dribble.
Lopez gave up the mid-range for Parker. Jackson Carrot, but Magnay just got a little fingertip on it. Early foul. Do you want to see more from Tiger Campbell from a scoring perspective?
I don't think we need to right now with David Johnson coming back, because he looks after the ball, he rarely turns it over, he gets everybody involved. But even that one there, the defense knows that too. Continue to take another dribble, and you don't have to try and finish through Sam Menenga or Rob Baker. If it's nothing there, you just continue to dribble around the outside and kick it on.
5 times this year as Tiger Campbell scored in double digits, but as you said, he looks after the ball. He's the facilitator for his other imports and his big men as the shot clock's about to expire. So Lopez got it away, but fouled.
Wow, that's a big-time mental error there from Josh Bannon. Shot clock winding down. Karim Lopez only realised it really late. And then Josh Bannon just fouls him and sends him to the free throw line.
3 shots.
He's saying he hit the ball, and I tell you what, that's a man who knows that he did the wrong thing, because he has not asked for a challenge. Because if he hit the ball, I'd be screaming to Scott Ross to challenge it.
I saw Baker and Magnay off ball down there.
That would be his left hand.
Just keep talking to us, right? You talk to us like that, we'll be good all night.
So they just get checking to see whether his foot was on the 3-point line or not.
Just didn't have to do it, Josh Bannon. You just got to kind of stay down. Or maybe.
2 shots.
It's going to be just the 2 shots.
2 shots, everybody. 2.
Shooting 76% from the free throw line this year, the youngster.
pin drop at Spark Arena, and the JackJumpers just 9th in the league in scoring, 85 points per game. They always hang their hat on the defensive end. You just think with a fully healthy squad that they have a whole lot more points in them, although they haven't started that way in the first 90 seconds here.
They're a team that don't get many points from the free throw line. The Breakers, last in the league in that statistic from a percentage points perspective, but here they go, turning defense into offense. Brockington to Baker. Fast start by the Breakers.
Not sure what Josh Bannon, if he's wanted some sort of warning, he's not going to get it, but yeah, defense to offense caused a turnover, and Brockington just goes up to Baker.
Might have just been the foot, and you see there.
Amy replay, oh yeah, understandably so.
I don't think there was a warning there for Baker, but nevertheless, 7-zip run to start. Tassie need to settle into the contest.
Taking 2 shots.
They go to Bannon. He works on the youngster down low. Then try to give it up, but not quite on the same page.
Well, he's got to shoot that, Josh Bannon. That was the whole play. They had Lopez guarding Bannon down low, and I love his patience. He can get to his spots. Over left hand over his right shoulder. He's just got to lay that in. That is as simple of a post move as he'll get.
Just going to check the shot clock.
2.5 seconds. This. Keep an eye on Will Magnay or David Johnson in the corner.
Just going to double check.
You see Tiger Campbell also looking at Bryce Hamilton to see that if Isaiah Brockington's a bit too high, he can sneak behind him in the corner. There's David Johnson.
There is Johnson. He's got enough separation. Wasn't able to connect. New Zealand looked to see if they can extend their lead. Of course, in their 6 wins this year, the Breakers, they've averaged 102 points per game. As they go to Meninga, who throws it down. And straight away, Scott Roth has seen enough. He wants a timeout. Here's the replay.
Everyone just called ball watching. What a pass. And then Sam Meninga, well, we've seen what happens when he comes down the lane. Get out the way.
They do want to get out of the way. Fast start, and pre-game, Cam Glidden did catch up with Coach Cobb.
Coach, you must be feeling good about how the guys have played the last few games, particularly how they've closed out the games.
Yeah, if you compare beginning of the season, you know, especially we are growing as a team, and I think I said earlier we need to learn how to win with this group. You know, those difficult moments, you're gonna get your, you know, good runs, but how you respond when the things are not going into your way. And I think we are growing, we are competing, and that's the key. And then, you know, we were able to win those close games, and I think it's good for the confidence of the group.
And he's talked about the mental aspect of just trying to get over the hump. You look where they sit right now, 6 wins and 10 losses. 4 times they've led by double figures in games and gone on to lose. So even if they just win 2 of those, they'd be sitting 8-8. They should have potentially won all 4. And again, nothing was worse than that Brisbane loss. Up 20 plus, lost thanks to some heroics from Tyrell Harrison from a Brisbane point of view, but just getting over the hump, and I feel like they've kind of brushed that off. They'll be able to do that now in 4th quarters, but just what could have been, they kind of have to forget that now and look forward.
They were trailed by 7 in that 4th quarter against the Sydney Kings Wednesday night. BJC that took over down the stretch, sealed the win for the Breakers. Tassie looked to get going. Johnson decides to attack the basket. He's playing his 3rd game back, and he's building, and this might be a little 5-point play, if you don't mind.
Oh, that's a great way to respond from a timeout. Tell you what, didn't the JackJumpers miss David Johnson? He was electrifying before going down with an injury.
Played round 10. He was slow in his 1st game back, just to 3 points, but got going with 15 and 5.
It's going to be a foul on Will Magnay.
Quick thinking from Johnson, poor inbound.
And you always have to shoot that. If you've just made a layup and you get the steal, you have to just heat check that. What a response.
There's Brockington. It's going to be a great matchup against Hamilton. Two of the star imports of the league. Baker, good ball. And then he went looking for Meninga, but it was Jackson Cartwright who couldn't get over the hand of Magnay.
PJC thought that he got lucky there and Will Magnay came out of nowhere. So Will Magnay does exceptionally well. Protect the rim at all costs.
Already 2 blocks for Will Magnay, the rim protector. Really tough for PJC to get some points down low. Here is Menengo's been really struggling with his 3-ball last 6 or so games. In fact, he's 3 of 25 across his last 7 games now, that 3-ball. Would you encourage him, Pete Menenga, to keep firing away?
You have to. I think he's shown that he can knock it down. The good ones, you don't take any poor ones and just try and get a couple to see go down. That's going to be a foul on Tiger Campbell. But I mentioned it on Wednesday as well. I'd like to see Coach Kopp potentially throw him out there in lineups with Rob Lowe. Let him play the power forward spot. That's where he was playing in the fever break for the Tall Blacks. And because of his ability to stretch out and shoot the 3, he can put the ball on the floor, which we saw a little bit when he was playing for the Tall Blacks. And then he's going to have a strength mismatch throughout, and I think he's quick enough to stay with some of the other quicker, slimmer power forwards in the league as well. I know he wants to play in that spot. We'll see if they kind of throw that tinkle out there at some point.
Yeah, Menenga only had the 9 field goal attempts in that win against Sydney, his lowest return of the year, but they are feeding it. Footy Magnay again! What a colossus down low to start.
And that should have been a goaltend potentially, unless that ball had no chance of going in. We'll see a replay.
Hamilton tried his luck.
We've got a couple replays to see here. What a block from Will Magnay.
3 blocks inside the first 5 minutes for Will Magnay. Now they do go to Menenga. And again, the #1 assist man in the league. Great find for Baker, who draws the foul.
Well, let's have another look at this. PJC, as you said, dish off to Menenga, and Will Magnay just meets him at the summit. 5th in the league for blocks. And right there, that should have counted. It is a very brave thing to do with the current form Sam Menenga's in, especially when he's trying to get up there and throw it down. We saw what happened to Jack White. But Will Magnay, he has had some incredible blocks meeting guys at the rim. Had one against Adelaide last season that was called a foul, and very unlucky because it would have one of the greatest blocks we've seen.
Has a career high 7 blocks in a game back in NBL 20 against the Bullets. Oh, sorry, we just played with the Bullets against Phoenix. He's on track for that early. Ben Air, who's shooting the ball nicely. And they're off and running here, and this could be another alley-oop play. It's not quite in sync.
And that's the one for you, Krim Lopez. You just got to continue to be aggressive yourself until the defense commits. So if the defense commits, then you can just do a little dump-off pass, but otherwise, go up and try and dunk it, because the defender has to make a choice, and David Johnson did a great job of stunting and getting back.
A couple of turnovers for the youngster so far. He's committed both for the Breakers. He's bagged out the offensive end now, but he turns it over. And they'll look to push the pace here, the Breakers. Again, the find from PJC to Brockington. And that's another one they've thrown down.
Yeah, well, the Tassie defensive transition hasn't been there in the first 5.5 minutes.
There's Johnson. And they're off and running once again.
Oh, boy.
No whistle.
And Krim Lopez just landing on the glutes, it looks like, and always had a lower back injury.
Bryce Hamilton couldn't connect, and
they're off
this
again.
time, Brockington, he tried to make sure of it.
Well, my goodness, there's a lot of contact.
No whistles at the moment. Going the way of New Zealand. So Lopez decides just to let it fly from the logo, comes up short.
Well, there's been some borderline highlight plays one way or another, just in the last 60 seconds.
So yeah, JackJumpers already had 7 3-point attempts, just connected on 1. We spoke about their scoring struggles here at Spark Arena. In their 7 games, only once have they managed to score more than 77 points at this venue. And Menenga! Wow, it's a highlight real early in the first quarter.
Sam Menenga just reading it beautifully, but back down the other end for Josh Bannon. That's one where I'd like to see, when he gets that skip pass, just to quickly rip baseline And even if he has to slow down, get to the block, back to the basket, it's okay. As David Johnson says, I'll try again.
And again, I thought almost PJC had Karim Lopez. This time it's Menenga. And they are just running a merry dance. What is going on? This is incredible.
Well, they can't seem to get a dunk out in transition other than the lob they had to start the game. But they're getting plenty of putback opportunities. Look at all the subs ready to come in.
I'm pretty sure 12 of their 16 points have come in dunks.
We haven't had a whistle for 4.5 months.
It's a dunk fest. That Spark Arena, and Magne is able to draw the foul.
Finally, we get a chance to get a few replays here. PJC with the miss, and there comes Sam Menenga. Put a lid on it.
22 on the line.
And Rob Baker on the weak side. No one gets a body on him. They are dominating the JackJumpers on the glass. 18-5, including 8 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, Scott Roth will not be happy. He will be fired up. Of course, it is Space Jam round, as we said, across the NBL in partnership with the Warner Brothers. 30 years since the iconic film, and all 10 teams have their exclusive Space Jam jerseys. So make sure you check out the nblstore.com.au or scan the QR code. They are magnificent. Get yourself one. Lakers in theirs tonight.
What's your favourite, Joe?
I like Tassie's one when they wear that. Not wearing it tonight, of course, but it's a lot to like for the kids. Christmas present.
And they love it too. Very, very popular round.
Here's Ty Webster, back in New Zealand Breakers colours. First time in 5 seasons. The injury replacement for Isaiah Arthur, and Tarangi also checks in and wastes no time.
Can't wait to see what Ty Webster can bring to this group. That's going to be, I'll tell you what, looked like it might have been off Ben Ayre's foot. Ty Webster is asking for a challenge from Coach Cobb. And I don't think he's going to need to, because I think they've spoken about it and they're going to give it back to the Breakers. That's what he can do. The energy that he plays with. And this is again, Joey, back to the Bannon one. So Ben Ayre saying there's no way, but you do not hear him asking for a challenge from his coach.
He's adamant, but we'll take a look at the replay.
Just good hands there from Webster.
Oh. And I think Ben Ayre's...
He's right that it didn't come off his foot, but it still looked like it could have come off him last.
There is Webster. He started his career a long time ago as a breaker, and Brockington easily gets by. And this is a really impressive start from New Zealand. Up 14. Tassie just have not been able to settle and get in the game. They're getting some fundamentals wrong. And Scott Roth's turned to his bench. He's looking for something from Ben Ayre, who generally provides a spark.
Yeah, Ben Ayre's really good at that, bringing the energy, much like Ty Webster on the other end, but it's Majuk Deng the one that I want to see get an opportunity. Ty Webster's going to get an and one, and he says he's too small. The league's a better place when Ty Webster's in it.
One shot, let's go. One shot.
Just brushes Ben Ayre out the way, finishes the and one, and have a look, just says he's too small. Now, one thing, I tell you what, these two love to go back and forth, chirp a little bit. We go back to NBL 21 when Ty Webster averaged 17 points a game for the Breakers. Just looks right back at home in the New Zealand jersey, and it's great to see. I know the fans love it.
Well, started his career in New Zealand back in 2012-2013 season. Played the 6 games as fresh-faced youngster, now back as a 30-year-old. Trying to help them lead the charge to another playoff appearance. Here's Hamilton, hasn't really got going yet. Met by Webster, who did a good job in the defensive end, and good finish from Hamilton. It's his first points of the night. It's Carlin Davison, who's got the braids going in the head. Low. No, he can knock down these. He comes up short. Another foul. That'll be the bonus. So free throws to come.
Look at that. Offensive rebounds 9-1. It's 19-6 in the rebound count. A lot of that is because the JackJumpers are shooting just 4 of 15 from the floor, 1 of 9 from 3. Whereas the Breakers, they're 10 of 22, 1 of 6 from 3.
Let's go. Isaiah. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Here we go.
Last time they played, they out-rebounded Tassie by 14. And that was what Cam Glidden told us pre-game was fair to say it was a pretty ordinary game. This was the last time, actually, Tasmania have played at Spark Arena back in round 5, October 17, when they hosted Tassie. They won 82-65.
You just look at the rosters on paper and you think, how can the JackJumpers get out-rebounded by this much? When you've got Will Magnay, when you've got Josh Bannon averaging a double-double, when Majuk Deng gets in there, Bryce Hamilton can crash the boards. A lot of it is just effort.
And on that night, the win by New Zealand by 17. Both teams combined 9 from 45 from the three-point line. It was a rough shooting night for both teams. They've started 2 of 15 in this one as well.
Let's not speak too soon about that.
And another turnover. This time, Tarangi off and running again. And their points in transition has been off the charts.
It has been. The transition defense from the JackJumpers has been incredibly poor in this first quarter.
Plus 17. On track for their best opening term of the season. Ben Air. Can't get it to go. Marshall over it. Well done from Rob Lowe.
May as well just keep it for one shot. Nick Marshall, finally. 1 of 11.
Ty Webster looks up, going to realise there's only 2 seconds to go, so it'll be Tarangi. Didn't get it away in time. But an impressive start by the New Zealand Breakers back on their home deck at Spark Arena. They have doubled Tassie's score, and they are leading 28-14.
Welcome back to Spark Arena. Breakers with a huge 14-point lead at the moment. Very aggressive start. Everything downhill, strong on the rim, trying to dunk everything. Even Ty Webster sees his first minutes and strolls into the paint for an and one, which you see right there. The Jackies are going to have to find a way to come up with some defensive answers and fast, boys.
Yeah, it's been a fast start. And just looking at some of the numbers, Pete, when New Zealand have led at quarter time this season, they've gone on to win 5 of 7. Tassie, when they have trailed at quarter time, have lost 7 of 8.
Well, it was a big hit by Nick Marshall. They needed to see one go down. But normally, I tell you what's uncharacteristic. Yes, obviously, they're 2 of 11 from 3. Normally, anytime they've struggled to score the ball, they've locked up defensively. Not only were they leaking points in transition, they gave up 9 offensive rebounds. That is not the Tasmania way. That is not their MO. It's all that grit and grind, saying, you know what, if we can't score, you won't either. We'll limit you to 1 shot. So if they can flush that first quarter, they're still right in this.
It's the worst first quarter differential of the season. So they're going to have to really dig in, slowly peek back the margin. There's plenty of time. No concerns there. Got plenty of guys that can score as Majuk. Dang! Well, that's going to help. Points count.
It wasn't the prettiest set. And sometimes you can get caught up with just going east to west. They're going across the 3-point line. No one was really putting their head down to be aggressive. So it was an easy defensive set from a New Zealand standpoint, because you don't have to worry about trying to stay in front of anyone until Majuk Dang broke it off, put his head down and tried to make a play.
He's been able to score. He had the 26 and 11 in their loss to Perth in round 10. They lost that game by 6 points. Scoring has really picked up for Tassie in their last 5 games, averaging almost 94 points. So they have been able to find their offense. There's a foul off the ball. Ben Air on PJC.
I think it's Nick Marshall.
So if you're going to continue actually to do that, I'm not looking at it, you know, 11 wide.
Sorry,
So Vaughn Mabry said you hit him in the face. Nick Marshall said, what's wrong with that? He said, if you continue to do that, you're going to get more fouls. So keep an eye bottom left right here. Nick Marshall. So we're going to get a coach's challenge here. Now, you are taught to bump the cutter, obviously. When anyone runs by you, you're trying to obviously set a tone now defensively. Nick Marshall, anytime someone brushes past the center screen, you're taught to bump the cutter.
The question will be whether Nick Marshall moved, or did he just hold his position and just brace? Did he actually move, or did PJC?
Well, the little turn into him from that angle is going to hurt. Right, so have another look here. Just PJC not looking. And they're saying that he made the contact with the head. That was the call. You heard Vaughn Mabry saying it.
Gee, I know what you're saying. He wasn't looking. Jackson Cartwright wasn't looking at all, was he? So
I know what you're saying. You can argue that he's just bracing. He's just trying to give him a little bump off the ball. But it's the shoulder to the head now. Unfortunately, the height differential on this for PJC. It's not like he's targeting the head, but he did get him right on the chin. So I'm not surprised in that.
Interesting use of the challenge again, Pete. I know you're big on this. Deciding to use it early.
So it's Nick Marshall's 2nd foul. It's your team's 1st foul, and we're 45 seconds into the 2nd quarter. And it's one of those plays where if you go down, would we like to see it called a foul? If he doesn't hit him in the chin and he's bumping the cutter, would you like to see it called a foul? If it has no impact on the game, probably not. But when you actually go to the rule book and then the review system, you're probably going to lose that challenge. Now,
Marshall trying to guard PJC. Davison just took his eye off it. That's a poor turnover. 5th for New Zealand. Tassie have 4 of their own. Stay switched on here, New Zealand. Don't want to give them an opportunity to get back into this game. Lead by 14 at the break.
Warning here on coach, no more.
So that's a Scott Roth warning.
Behaviour, White.
I mean, if you're New Zealand breakers, you saw what happened when they did against the Sydney Kings when they were trailing in the 4th quarter. That's probably where they'd rather find themselves at this point.
Johnson. Yeah, just waiting for something. Now they want to go to Magnate. And the big balls are going to go at him down low. And Lopez came across. He thinks it was clean.
Now, Grim Lopez, he has no fouls. He's in no foul trouble.
Let's go, line up, 2 shots.
Oh, my. Hey, I've just slapped the ball. So coming off his best game against Sydney. Had a couple of blocks on Wednesday night as well, showing his defensive intent. We spoke about that on Wednesday, Pete, that was an area that some of the scouts were looking at.
Well, they've seen the offensive improvement, haven't they, over the last season to this season. And now they just want to make sure, and he's got he's got all the tools, right? He's got that length. We heard Ken Glidden compare him to Nick Batum, which I thought was a great comparison. It's the length, being able to trouble guys on that end, get out in transition, step back, knock the three ball in space.
Magnay continuing to struggle from the free throw line. Slightly better than a 50% free throw shooter this season. Bairstow on the floor, played some good minutes on Wednesday night. Tarangi already knocked one down. Good look. And now Tassie out and running. Yeah, always looks to be aggressive. Marshall. You're disappointed with that, not even close. Time and space.
Stay Jack jumper ball.
Baker will check back in for Tarangi.
Just keep an eye here. David Johnson. So a lot of this play here is if you watch, they get that little pass up to Will Magnay. David Johnson has set a down screen away from Majuk Deng. See if they can get him curling to the rim. Right there's the down screen, and it's a little fake.
Johnson left alone.
Jeez, that's some good looks.
1 of 5 from the three-point line for Johnson. Just not falling at the moment.
He's got to keep shooting, though. And Bryce Hamilton 1 of 4. The whole team is struggling.
Of course, there is another game straight after this tonight at 8 o'clock. The Illawarra Hawks had an amazing game against South East Melbourne, hosting Cairns, and that's better. Magnay helps himself to a couple, and again, he'll go back to the stripe.
Glad to see that one go down. So he only has 1 free throw. 4 points now, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Great little pocket pass from David Johnson. And interestingly, those breakdowns on the defensive end now from New Zealand are coming very early in the shot clock. So if you're Tasmania, simple side-to-side ball screen, dribble handoff, and really try and probe, get into the keyway, you're going to be able to have some opportunities for some driving kicks, little pocket passes, because they're breaking down very easily.
Magnay completes the play. He's got 5 points and 3 blocks. They were down by 17. The Jackies late in that first quarter, they've been able to get it to 8. There's Lopez. Looks to put on some fancy moves, and that's a class finish.
Doesn't look like there's much of a gap there, but it doesn't matter. And here comes that side ball screen I was alluding to.
Magnay, good find. Deng gave up the 3 to attack and swung away from Lopez. And they thought they were out again, but well done from Ben Eyre. Good hustle. And now they can turn defense into offense. That's going to be a flop warning. And Magnay stepping up when they need him, the captain.
So they've just clarified. Will Magnay thought he got a flop warning on him, but it's not on him. And I can see him now apologising to the referee. The flop warning is on Rob Lowe there.
That will be a Tangerine timeout with Tassie being able to eat the margin back to 8 points. We've spoken about Karim Lopez, who again has started well. 5 points, 3 rebounds and a block shot. And Pete, he is the next star. He is heading to the NBA. He's been an exciting prospect. We've loved watching him. How high can he go? Can he end up being a top 10 draft pick?
Oh, absolutely he can. I mean, you look at some of the higher top lottery picks, it's an exciting draft, but Karim Lopez, again, I think the beauty of the Next Stars program, we see the guys come in and be one-year prospects, like Daniels, who are going to go after 1 year in the NBL, but Karim Lopez not being eligible for the draft last year, for everything that he did last year being technically a bonus, coming in this year and being super impactful for his team in a starting role, continue to be on that he started last year, has continued to improve and improve. And the numbers are one thing, he's clearly putting up numbers. When you actually look at what gets Next Stars drafted and what NBA teams like, it's not the numbers, it's the way they entered. As a young kid, you enter the NBL, and the way you leave, what improvements have you made both on and off the court? And that's why he's going to be a potential top 10 pick, because he's just improved out of sight. Great head on his shoulders. You forget how young he is, and I'm excited to see his future.
That's the one, he's at the maturity.
Yeah.
For someone so young, he does play pretty cool and calm.
And again, you give a lot of credit to the Breakers because Coach Kopp last year threw him into the starting lineup, and a lot of people were saying, what are we doing rolling out a 17-year-old? But he was ready for it.
New Zealand ball. Tassie got that full court pressure going. They're feeling much better about themselves now, the Jackies, after that thunderous start by the New Zealand Breakers. 6 dunks in the first 7 or 8 minutes. Baker from the corner. They're 1 of 8 from the three-point line themselves, New Zealand. And again, looking to probe, and again they go to Will Magnay. And this is turning out to be a really important quarter. 9 points he's up to. Jackson Cartwright in a little bit range, that's all day. That's his first points of the night. He said he was really slow in that win against the Sydney Kings. He only had 3 at the half. And then he exploded with 21 points of his own in the second half to help them get that Ignite Cup win. Here's Deng, wide open. Eventually one will go.
And again, I don't mind that no call as well. New Zealand breaks a 5-point game, and Cam, you mentioned off the top as PJC, that's as simple as it gets. Oh, he's missed it. Well, that might have been your answer, Cam, but what have the Breakers not done in this second quarter from your point of view that they were doing so well in the first?
Oh, I don't think as much the Breakers. I think Tassie just finally showed up. The Breakers got off to such a flying start. It's like all of them had 5 coffees each. I didn't think it was going to be sustainable, that sort of energy level, but I think the Jackies have got more into the fight, starting to be a bit more physical, and obviously finding Magna out of the hoop is helping them a bit too.
Now they're getting that 3-ball to go. Back-to-back triples for Majok Deng.
And again, even that, just keeping shots, making them heavily contested, is helping them as well. So they've switched into gear, which is great to see. And you see Coach Kopp on the sideline just looking around thinking, what's going on?
There's Lopez just using that length. An easy bucket. All thought out from PJC. Lopez now to 7 points, 3 rebounds. Bannon wasn't quite ready for it. Still might work out. Hamilton, he hasn't even really got going yet either. Just 1 of 5 from the field. Came up short on that occasion. Rockington started well.
What do you think about the JackJumpers perspective again? The fact that Bryce Hamilton's just 1 of 5. I mentioned Majok Deng, he's got 9 points off the bench. Talking about guys who are going to be in the running for best 6 man, he's going to be one of them. Steps into a starting role if there's injuries, plays more if there's foul trouble. Majok Deng, just one of those guys who's always ready for his opportunity.
His hands that off.
Tell you what.
Close.
It did look a little bit like it came off PJC, but Tiger Campbell not arguing the point. Tiger Campbell and Josh Bannon yet to score. No assist for Tiger Campbell as well. Very unlike him.
Jackie scored 100 points in that win against Sydney. And 2 times this season have they scored 100. Jackson Cartwright tried to get that one away. Another one won't go.
Oh, that's a Falcon. And that's
heads-up play from Rob Lowe.
Oh. I'll tell you what, though, that's how you know that David Johnson is not left-handed, because that was a little left-hand flick that barely made the distance.
Marshall check back into the game. David Johnson will sit. Still just finding his legs. 3rd game back for Johnson after that calf injury. Is Deng attacks the rim. It's been Deng and Magnay that have done all the damage in this second quarter. He's up to 11, game high.
It's been unbelievable.
Lopez thought about it, thought better of it, decides to go back to the point guard. Baker Gave up the three-point look for an easier shot.
Yeah, we don't often see that from Baker. Likes to fall in love with the three-point line.
Deng feeling good. Marshall, a couple of offensive rebounds. Now time for Hamilton to get going. And watch out, because if Bryce Hamilton starts warming up, there could be some danger signs for the Breakers.
Tell you what, this is just a taste of their own medicine back to New Zealand. 6 offensive rebounds now. All this damage coming in the second quarter from Tassie.
Normally, they lean on Jackson Cartwright in these situations. Brockington as well, though, has been rock solid.
It up to 11 points now. PJC, just 1 of 6, but he's got 5 assists.
Nice job finding the open man. PJC. Going to get some stops. Ambitious cross-court pass. Bryce Hamilton. Take a look at the Amy replay.
It's time to shoot off an offensive rebound. Bryce Hamilton ready to let it fly. And then PJC does it better than anybody. Gets deep, he's always looking to find the open man. Brockington knocking down his first 3 of the game, so the Breakers just 2 of 9 from 3. That's too easy.
Breakdown from New Zealand. Zanenga on the floor, he's only got the 4 points as well. Really that much impact. Can he get his 3-ball to start dropping? Not yet. Now Hamilton is using his body.
Foul on Lopez. So again, they're putting emphasis on crashing the O boards as well. Josh Bannon just the 2 points, 1 rebound, so very quiet game from his standards. And they've just fallen asleep. They got away with one there by Bryce Hamilton coming up short.
Here's Lopez. Brockington's been the man. The lane just opened up for him. See a bit of work from Menenga. Just off the ball there. They're back out by 4. 38 points on 56% field goal shooting. Marshall gave it up for Hamilton. Now Baker, feet set.
That is a left-handed skip pass. Hey, Brockington on his strong hand just whips it through everybody, and Baker with his feet set. He's into double figures now.
5 scorers in double figures on Wednesday night, New Zealand. We've got a couple already.
So that's going to be the 3rd foul on Karim Lopez. And it's going to send Will Magnay back to the free throw line. So he's 3 of 5.
It means Lopez will have to sit out the rest of the half. We know Hoops Fest is coming up, and it's official that the answer, the legendary Allen Iverson, will be there in attendance January 15 to 18. A superstar, he is 2001 NBA MVP. Make sure you don't miss out. Grab your tickets, hoopsfest.com.au, or scan the QR code. Make sure you get an opportunity not to be missed. Take the family over.
Cannot wait for Hoops Fest this season.
You'll be there for sure, won't you?
Absolutely. Last season was the first round. It was new.
You cash in on any junk.
I think Perth.
Summer League, Hoops Fest, you go anywhere.
I'm gonna leave it half-time.
A 6-point lead. Davison. Webster, too easy under the basket. Another putback.
Notice how I just left out the fact that you like to get to gather around on the Monday when the first game starts to the Thursday.
Wouldn't mind getting the Hoops Fest. So there we go. Perth in January, magnificent. So 8-point lead now, New Zealand. They've been able to steady, they've been challenged. As I said, for those joining us late, they led by 17 late in that first quarter. And Tasmania have had a great fight back, as you expect them to. Magnay started in this quarter, and again, he's already had 7 free throw attempts.
He's been ultra aggressive here.
Every other player has had 8 combined. He's had 7 of his own to make it 9. Getting a challenge, yeah. Coach Coppinen wants to have a look at that. Interesting decision.
Look at it here. So we don't often see him go back to the basket, the one-on-one post moves.
First look, it did look like there was a lot.
I mean, we've praised a lot in recent games, right, of seeing the bigs let them be ultra physical.
The refs have done a pretty good job tonight of just letting them go at it, but
it's smart on Will Magnay's behalf of that second bump, and Sam Menenga's as physical as they come as well. When you feel Sam Menenga's about to meet him, he goes into his shot, and we don't see Will Magnay shooting fadeaways from that spot, so it kind of caught Sam Menenga off guard. So that's going to be his 3rd foul now as well.
Would that have been part of the thinking, potentially?
I think so, and that's why I don't mind it in that regard, right? It's a minute to go before half-time. Sam Menenga now has 3 fouls, which will bring Rob Lowe in, and the fact that Will Magnay's been particularly dominant down the other end. So if you can save him a foul, and again, I think that just came down to how smart Will Magnay was of the timing of going into that shot attempt, because we've seen that let go plenty of times.
Magnay's reset. Already 4 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. He's already up to 10 points. Had huge numbers in his last few outings. Of course, had those 3 big block shots early in the game when New Zealand went all over Tassie.
9 now. In the stripe.
Hovering around his season average, just over 50-odd%.
Oh, wow.
In the air. And now Baker. He's got a beautiful stroke for a big man.
And that's just got to be a better decision from Tasmania. You want to see Rob Lowe get to a little floater rather than Rob Baker with his feet set.
45% three-point shooter for the season. As Rob Baker, we've seen it tonight as well.
That's going to be on Brockington.
Black 8. 2 bonus, let's go. Handle up top.
Just his first personal.
Let's go.
So that's going to send Magnay back to the free throw line again. Somebody else caught just being a bit overzealous trying to bump the cutter.
It's only their 8th team foul for the half for New Zealand. Lopez and Menenga have 6 of the 8. He's getting plenty of looks at it now, Will Magnay.
If you're just tuning in, you see Will Magnay get there and shoot it like that. I think he hasn't missed today. I mean, back-to-back, didn't hit the rim, and yet he's 7 of 11.
He's taken 11 of the 12 free throws for Tassie in this half. New Zealand have only gone to the stripe 7 times. So the big fella, 13 points, having a real impact, particularly in this second quarter. And there he is again, block number 4.
Well, Brockington got a flat tire, which helped him, but Will Magnay is making his presence known. Blocked that with his elbow.
He's timed it beautifully. As I said, he's career high 7 blocks. He's got 4 in the half. He's been a colossus. Brockington. He's been the offensive weapon for New Zealand, along with this man, Baker, who's feeling it now. He's really feeling it. That's 16 first half points.
He makes them a completely different unit, Rob Baker. As Tassie will get the last chance of the half.
It's going to be Hamilton that'll let it fly. And for all the hard work that Tassie had put into their game in that second quarter, they were only able to eat into the quarter-time margin by 3 points. And they trailed by 11. The New Zealand Breakers weathered the storm. And off the back of Brockington and Baker, who have 29 between them, they are in a really nice position at the half back at home.
Yeah, it was a good response from Tasmania, but then again from New Zealand to continue. And there's Corey Webster, and we'll hear from his brother.
Hey, welcome back to the league, Ty. Welcome back to Auckland. How's your body? How you feeling?
Oh, yeah, body's getting there. Feeling good, though. I'm excited. You know, it's great to be back with the boys. ready to go, man.
Yeah, new to the team and new to Coach Kopp, obviously, but what do you think the halftime message is going to be to get this thing done?
Probably just getting back to our pace, rebounding and stuff. You know, I think we came out really strong and put some good pace on them, so hopefully we get back to that, control the game.
All the best, mate.
Thank you, brother.
Great to see Ty Webster back out there, and he'll be pleased with his team at the moment. The New Zealand Breakers doing it comfortably at Spark Arena. They are leading the Jackies by 11 points. Half-time at Spark Arena, the New Zealand Breakers jumped out of the blocks. They led by 17 early in that first quarter, 14 at the break. Tassie made a good fight back, but New Zealand steadied, and particularly off the back of this man, Isaiah Brockington, who has been rock solid. Pete Hooley, he's become really consistent with his team.
Yeah, he has, and again, you kind of look back at the results of where the Breakers have struggled. Yes, PJC's been great, Sam, and Nenga's been great this season, but who is that next one up to be able to take the game by the horns and run with it? It's been Brockington, it's been Rob Baker, and no surprise, they've got this 11-point lead at halftime, which probably should be a whole lot more. Credit Tassie for fighting back, but New Zealand dug deep in that last few minutes in his Blackmore's profile. 13 points, a couple of assists, 5 of 10 from the field.
Rob Baker is the other one leading the way with 16 points, 3 of 5 from the three-point line. Well, of course, there is another game to follow this one over in Illawarra, and it's a big one too. The Hawks taking on the Cairns Taipans as we bring in Brad Rosen and Matt Russell after the crazy game we saw a couple of nights ago with the Hawks. Can they back it up again, boys?
Joey Hools, good evening, everybody. That's the big question. 48 hours ago, a big win for the Hawks. Despite the fact the box score looked like it had been filled out by a crack addict, didn't make any sense. It was a win the home team had to have. Rather than being soul-destroying defeat, maybe season-defining victory.
Yeah, what an amazing win, and that's exactly what they needed. The difference between 4-10 and now 5-9 is so massive. We spoke to Tatum after the game, and he just said that was just a win we had to get. They gave up 56 threes, was taken by the opposition, but it was a fantastic game.
Will Hickey, he's close to a triple-double, just needs better ball security each game. JaVale McGee walking double-double, and QJ Peterson off a career-high 42. Which one of that trio's stars tonight?
Yeah, look, I think all three are majorly important, but for me, it's JaVale McGee. I don't know who they're going to be able to stop in the key there. It's going to be a big effort. They've got to stay out of foul trouble cans, or Illawarra get this.
Jack McVeigh not playing. Best wishes to Jack and his family as they await a new arrival. So that adds to a long list of players who are out for Adam Ford. Where's the responsibility, though?
Oh, it's going to be by committee, but I'd say Mojave King. He's got to play.
If you reckon Brad Rosen looks good tonight, boys, wait till you see the outfit worn by the Cairns Taipans. Space Jam theme, certainly adopted vigorously by our friends from far north Queensland.
Thank you. We're looking forward to that one. There is still plenty more to come in the Hungry Jacks NBL round 11. But we still have a big second half here at Spark Arena with Tassie trying to find a way to peg back this 11-point margin.
I don't know what your plans were, but you need to cancel them. We got a Super Sunday feast for you that you don't want to miss. Not one, but two of the biggest games on the NBL calendar in one afternoon. First is Throwdown 31. We all know what happened in Throwdown 30.
Offensive foul. Oh my goodness. And Geordie Hunter and Nathan Sobey aren't happy with that from Jesse Edwards.
Dean Vickerman and his men have had Southeast Melbourne Phoenix in a sleeper hole all season.
Thumps that down.
Can Nathan Sobey and his team finally shake the little brother tag?
He is feeling it.
Ooh, you better strap yourself in. The 5-time NBL MVP Bryce Cotton returns back to the place where he made his name.
And they rise for Bryce once more.
How will the Red Army, who once upon a time worshipped the ground he walked on, how will they welcome him back?
He commands RAC Arena.
And can Perth stamp themselves amongst the competition's best in NBL 26?
Brings the house down with that big three.
It's a Super Sunday. You're welcome. You don't want to miss it.
Damon Lowry there, the ultimate hype man, Pete Hawley, and tomorrow's fixture, well, it is the biggest day, I think, in the NBL calendar, NBL 26 so far, with the 2 games that we have coming up.
And you think about what the throwdown's going to be. If it's the appetizers to the main course, well, both teams wanting to get a huge win, really solidify themselves in the top part of the ladder. So I believe the Adelaide 36ers, if Melbourne United drop that game and Adelaide beat Perth, will go top. But then all eyes out west, the Perth Wildcats, Bryce Cotton returning to town.
What are you expecting from the Perth fans?
I think they'll appreciate him as they should.
Yep.
Everything that he did to begin with the tribute video, standing ovation, really get around him, which I'm sure will mean a lot to him emotionally. But then as soon as that ball's thrown up, it might go the other way. And to be honest, I'm all okay with that, because in the end, everybody's a competitor, and he'd probably want it that way, right?
And it's theatre. It's the theatre that'll come with it. But yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be a massive Sunday of hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. We still have a big second half here. 2 teams that are just trying to really build some momentum in the back half of the season. They've got their personnel. They've had the FIBA break. At the moment, it's New Zealand that have got all the answers to Tasmania. They did throw a good punch at them in that second quarter. Will Magnay led the charge, but Jock Deng was brilliant coming off the bench with 11 points. But at the moment, New Zealand, Pete, just look to have Tassie's measure.
Yeah, they do. They sure do. And again, I like the response from New Zealand when Tassie got back into it. And now for the JackJumpers, they're going to need other guys to step up, because Will Magnay's got the 13 points. And it's that man right there, really, Josh Bannon. Just the 2 points. He's got 1 rebound in a half of basketball. For a guy averaging a double-double, is just not the way that he plays. So expect him to get busy early. Ben Ayre's going to get the start in this third quarter over Tiger Campbell, who took 1 shot in the first half. 0 of 1, Tiger Campbell, no assists. So Scott Roth, I believe, has said, you know what, I need more. And Ben Ayre at least was trying to spark something with some energy.
He does have a good record against New Zealand, Ben Ayre, in his 10 career games. He's shooting the ball over 50% from the 3-point line. He's got that energy about him. Of course, we know Isaiah Arthur, we saw there in the moon boot, will be out for the majority, if not all of the rest of the season with that fractured foot. Anthony Drimmick still indefinite with that back injury. You know, Sean McDonald out for the season, so a few missing, but otherwise this is going to be the group for both teams, and it's going to lead them to hopefully a finals charge as we get the third quarter underway. PJC just the 2 points, but we know, as we saw Wednesday, it doesn't take him long to get going. And Rob Lowe, that's just unfair, down low against Ben Ayre.
And that's one there. So Josh Bannon was guarding Rob Baker. Once he sees the ball go up, you've kind of got to help out as best as you can to help out your teammate, whilst also looking out for your own. It's not his fault, but just a way to try and minimise that advantage that Rob Lowe had over Ben Ayre.
So they're not a huge team, New Zealand, getting to the free throw line. Just the 7 attempts in the first half, so nice to get a couple of, well, 1 3-point anyway to start the third quarter. It's back out to 12.
Let's see what Tassie can try and run, who they want to try and get a good look.
Maybe it's Bannon they want to try and get going in this third quarter.
Well, we've seen him make that plenty of times, but it's pretty good defense from Rob Lowe. Remember, they do not have a challenge because they've already wasted that. So as much as Bryce Hamilton is going to argue his case, it's going to be for nothing. And they get it here anyway. Good defense, good hands from David Johnson.
Just 7 turnovers for New Zealand. Tassie were terrific in that second quarter. Didn't turn the ball over. They still just had the 4. So they looked after it. They were able to get some shots to drop.
Then you go back to the exact same play.
And as soon as I say they haven't had a turnover, they cough one up. And PJC cashes in.
And here's the problem, right? They got that first play. They got a pretty good look for Josh Bannon. They went back to it, but Bryce Hamilton is just too passive. That play, you have to still be aggressive to look to score. Otherwise, you're just playing into the defense hands. So here's Magno. Look at all the Tassie JackJumpers just standing still. Every JackJumper just stood still and said, Magno, go get a bucket.
We saw in that first quarter, Tassie were able to get plenty of points in transition. It's a 5-on-4, which left Baker all alone. He couldn't capitalise.
That's me now, wanting to hit that. They're really slow out the gates here, Tasmania. Credit the New Zealand Breakers. That's what they got them that lead, was the extra efforts. Here's the Amy replay, turnover, and PJC as quick as they come. Out in the full court. Just 4 points for PJC, 2 of 8. It's been a tough night for the leading guys on each team. PJC, 2 of 8. Sam Menenga, 2 of 5. And he's on the bench with foul trouble. Bryce Hamilton, 2 of 10. David Johnson, 2 of 6.
New Zealand shooting at 50% from the field. Tassie just at 37%. They need this man to get going. Hamilton. He's got it now. Couldn't get it to go. Comes up short. He's been short most of the night, Bryce Hamilton.
But that was better. Everybody was moving. The ball didn't stick. So they had some intent there in that offense.
We need to make sure they just keep this margin at bay. They don't want it to blow out anymore as Johnson now tries his luck and gets a nice friendly roll.
Well, that'll help. David Johnson up to 8 points now. So this is where I'd like to see. So Tiger Campbell, the guy who likes to initiate their offense, is starting on the bench. And Ben Eyre, you've just seen David Johnson knock one down. What play have you got to draw it up to get it back into his hands the very next play down the floor?
Let's see if Jackson Cartwright has any second half heroics like he did Wednesday. Seen a bit more of that from him this season, where he just gets the others involved early, then if he's needed, we know what he can do. Ben Eyre trying to guard him, but can't keep up, and in the end, again, he gives it up. 5 assists in that first half for Jackson Cartwright. Doesn't add to it there with Rob Lowe missing. And now Hamilton wants to go at him at the other end. And they turn it over again. And here they are. This is what we saw in the first quarter. Davison probably wanted the alley-oop, but gave it back to Brockington, who throws it home anyway.
Sneaky athlete, Brockington. Great defensive pressure. PJC might look like a mismatch. It doesn't matter because he is just so active defensively with his hands. A little touch pass back from Davison, and Brockington put a lid on it. So here we go. This is what I talked about. They get a half-court set. What can they draw up? Can David Johnson get it in a position to be successful?
Johnson finds Bannon, and this is what he can do. There's an important bucket. Now he has to try and guard PJC at the other end.
Tell you what, that was going in. Rob Lowe, I know you've retired, you've come back, you're more athletic than ever, but come on, Rob. A little hesitation, and he's gone. Oh, that was going in.
For someone so experienced, is that just a case of he couldn't help himself?
Absolutely, as I said, he's terrific shape. How many guys come back from retirement and more athletic than they were before? 2 points nonetheless, no damage done.
Starting to get to the free throw line now as well. Jackson Cartwright just up to the 6 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Johnson. Did a good job to keep PJC in front of him as Baker The sea's parted and he also gets upstairs.
They're going to time out here from Tasmania because this is too easy. Rob Baker catching it on the move, and there is no help, no resistance, and Scott Roth wants to talk about it. Just no one wanting to put their body on the line. Rob Baker, 18 points, one of his best games in New Zealand jersey.
And it's been a dunk fest as well from New Zealand. They've been able to get some easy buckets, and if we take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors ladder and what it does with the live ladder, it actually means New Zealand jump ahead of Tassie.
As I mentioned off the top, the race for the play-in is going to be as exciting as ever. With the percentage for Tasmania, second worst scoring team in the league, just 85 points per game. They've had some big losses. They're going to have to make sure they get there on the back of wins. You do not want it to come down to percentage, which in the NBL history tells us it's going to come down to percentage either for the second and third spot or sixth and seventh. Always does. The New Zealand Breakers, that's renewed energy, renewed focus. Spark Arena packed. Ty Webster's back.
We have seen when New Zealand do win, they can win with big margins. They've had a couple of 29-point wins, a 42-point win, 17-point win, so they do get going. As I mentioned before, when you look at the numbers in their wins, they average 102 points per game. They can put on a score, but in their losses, only 81 points.
Well, it's fascinating you mentioned those big wins they've had, and then the 4 times they've led by double figures and gone on to lose. If they'd held on to all 4 of those games, we'd be looking at a completely different New Zealand outfit, and we'd be talking about them a whole lot different.
They may just be the sleeper in this competition. And Cam Glidden, you're listening in to Coach Kopp in that timeout?
Yeah, Coach Kopp just urging the boys to keep pushing the pace. Have you seen, as PJC gets a foul, the first quarter and the third quarter have started with just fast breaks for the Breakers, and Tasmania failing to get back. And Breakers are doing this with Menenga and Lopez sitting on the bench. Rob Lowe and Carlin Davison putting on for him right now.
Yeah, those other 2 sitting on the bench in foul trouble, and PJC just waving off any thought of a challenge because Will Magnay kind of bumped him in. He made the contact.
Okay, made a good point. Menenga sitting on the bench, just 4 points. And PJC just 6 points. And this is now the depth that we're seeing from the Breakers. There's a whole number of starters that can really get going for them. And Josh Bannon, speaking of starters that need to get going, he's one for Tassie.
Absolutely is. Good up down there from Josh Bannon. Scott Roth not going to let Bryce Hamilton sit for too long.
Baker. Another good look. And this time it's Tassie in transition. And back-to-back buckets for Bannon, who gets upstairs, and he wanted the and one.
Great outlet pass there from Ben Air. He might got a little elbow to the head. Josh Bannon.
Having an excellent season. As Josh Bannon spoke about his numbers. Third in the league rebounds. It's so consistent with his scoring.
He's got 4 points now in this third quarter. A couple of rebounds. Much more active. That's the Josh Bannon we expected.
Scored double digits in each of his last 13 games for Taz. He started a little slow, but since then he's been ultra consistent.
That's going to be a moving screen on Rob Lowe. Good call there. And you're right, because he's getting outworked. He's getting beat in his head-to-head battle by Rob Baker. Rob Baker's got 18 and 6.
Where you are, Ben?
But if you can lock in here in the second half and get a comeback win, that's all anybody will remember.
So they make that change. Rob Lowe sits and Menenga checks back in. Here's Hamilton. Gave up the little mid-range. And Josh Bannon's starting to feel it now. Welcome to the party.
Yeah, this is a great sign for the JackJumpers. And if you're Rob Baker, you just can't help off that strong side corner. I know that Josh Bannon, not a lights-out shooter from three, but he's starting to feel good about himself. You just turn your head and ball watch. As PJC, that looks like a long two, but that'll count. The referee said to the replay center, you could hear in the mics to go and check whether that was a long two. Like his foot might have been on the line.
It's 1,300th career point in the NBL. That will get looked at. Bannon again, little heat check. Draws the foul, and that's going to help. So Josh Bannon really lifting his team in this third quarter.
Well, like that, can we please check whether his foot is on the line or not? I have a clue.
So that looks like, from our replay angles, that's going to be a 2 for Josh Bannon. Much like PJC's will be looked at as well, but Rob Baker just jumping into him. You just got to carry a hand. Cleans up his landing space. It's a very easy call. Tell you what, that is tough. That is really tough to see. They're still checking it.
2 shots, everybody, shots.
So they're going to go with 2. Yeah, right there. And I'm not exactly sure what Rod Baker was upset about.
65% free throw shooter, Josh Bannon. Tassie are 10th in the competition at the free throw line, shooting under 70%. Will Magnay, obviously a reason for that, although he's shot it pretty well tonight, 7 of 11. Bannon makes 1 of 2. And they pick it back to 10. It's always the margin that we'll talk about. 3-quarter time, you can get it around the single digits. Hamilton got over the outstretched, Poppington, I should say, got over the outstretched hands of Magnay. Bannon wants to continue to be aggressive. So he's really cranked it up.
And that's what he does. That's what he does really well, is that little shot fake step through. 12 points now.
10 points this quarter. Lopez back in and straight into the action. Oh, he's got confidence aplenty.
He's been sitting for a while with the 3 fouls. Halftime, comes in, first catch, first bucket.
Now Hamilton's turn. Halfway down.
So Tassie is starting to tick the scoreboard over thanks to Josh Bannon, but defensively, they're just leaking points. PJC's going to try to add to it.
Need some stops, Tassie, and continue to score down one end. As you just said, Pete.
It doesn't matter what they do right now. If they can't get stops.
Give it back to PJC. Now Menenga can go to work. Oh! Sam Menenga with one of the dunks of the season over Will Magnay. Hopefully he's okay, but that is a grown man move.
Oh, is it what? We saw him do it in the fever break. Magnay got him once before earlier in the game, not this one. It's the power as well, and I tell you what, there's something about it for a lefty. Just throws the hammer down.
Well, he did, he copped the hand, he copped it in the face. So he gets the chance.
What I love is that he just tries to dunk on anyone at any time. This is what we need.
We saw it for the Tall Blacks against the Boomers. He hasn't had a huge influence tonight, but that was a massive moment. And they just continue to keep that margin around the 14 points. Now Marshall goes right at Menenga. That's a good finish. New Zealand continue to score, and PJC just continues to lay him on a platter. 8 assists now.
9 assists.
9, I should say. He's got 9 and 9. And Lopez helps himself again to another dunk. Seen so many from the Breakers tonight. It's been fun to watch. Tassie?
Been living above the rim, New Zealand, but Tassie are hanging around. And this is very unlike them. They've finally figured out their offense and defense. They just can't get stops.
Lopez. Brockington. Strong. Menenga did a great job. Second chance point. Potentially. And Menenga just wants to use his bulk. He just went straight at the chest of Majok-Deng.
Sam Menenga now starting to get more involved. BJC 9 and 9 with 1 turnover.
Webster comes back in, of course. Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup presented by Disney Plus. That is really heating up. Of course, this team, the New Zealand Breakers, in the box seat to be playing in that inaugural Ignite Cup final, Feb 22 on the Gold Coast. The winner taking home $400,000 to share. Make sure if you want to check it out, get up to date with all the standings, the ladder, and who the New Zealand Breakers might play. You're going to be there as well for that one.
No, we don't know. Yeah,
I'm sure you will be.
Do you reckon you'll get a call up for that one?
No, probably not. New Zealand, I think, will almost certainly be there. Who they play, still plenty to play out. And they're doing a great job here as Hamilton gets to his spot.
Yeah,
that's the little mid-range.
Yeah, that mid-range, the free throw line. Bryce Hamilton, 11 points now, 5 of 15. It's been a tough slog. They just cannot get any stops down this end.
They go back to Menenga. He's come to life a little bit this third quarter, and then that's going to be a foul on Bannon.
Delayed call, but it looked like the right one. Again, remember, Tasmania do not have their challenge. They wanted to waste it early on.
And they're in the bonus as well.
Having a look at it here, Menenga, and yeah, there's a little bit of a pushing foul. Not a heap in it, but anytime you cause the offense to throw it out of bounds, you're probably going to get whistled for a foul. So Menenga now into double figures. This is what we came to expect.
They've been able to get to the free throw line this quarter. The Breakers up to 17, 18 free throw attempts. Only had 8 in the first half. 10 this quarter. Shooting at a good clip. 14 of 18. Just continue to keep Tassie at arm's length. Still 14 points. Tassie not going away though. They've been able to score. Can Hamilton get going? Deng got them going early in that second quarter. Magnay finds Johnson.
Jeez, he's had some good looks, David Johnson. Best time to shoot off an offensive rebound. Hamilton gets the roll.
And they stay in touch. Back to 11. Now, can they get a stop down this end? Ty Webster. A bit strong on that one, and they do. And they'll get a 2-for-1 opportunity to finish the third quarter.
If they want it, I'll be okay with Bryce Hamilton pulling up here. There we go.
There we go, Pete.
There we go.
You called it. All of a sudden, Hamilton's starting to feel it. And they are in single digits. It was 15 earlier in the quarter. They've got it back to 9. Important possession, this one. Menenga.
So I think that Bryce Hamilton 3 will become a 2. But it doesn't matter because it was a 2-for-1 opportunity. They're in the bonus, so New Zealand will get 2 free throws at it. But geez, Bryce Hamilton's done a good job to try and help tick the scoreboard over here in this third quarter.
He's all of a sudden up to 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Can't keep him down. Of course, another game still to come after this one. We head to the Wynn Entertainment Centre, Illawarra hosting the Cairns Taipans. These teams don't play again until next Saturday night. New Zealand will head to Gippsland to play the South East Melbourne. And the Jackies will head to Cairns.
We're just checking a couple of shots, been very close to 3s and 2s. Some big games coming up. All roads lead to the Christmas Day game. We've got a doubleheader on New Year's Eve. We've got Hoops Fest. So here's that Bryce Hamilton 2-for-1 opportunity. Ty Webster hands at the knees. And he loves a step back. And yep, there it is. That's a 2. There's been a couple of those. Yeah. Josh Bannon with the got fouled on the 3. It's just as for all the good work Tasmania's done, they really haven't been able to eat back into this because they've given up 27 points.
Josh Bannon, he's taking a break. He really fired up this quarter after a really quiet first half by his standards. But they're giving themselves a chance, and they'll the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of Sean Bairstow this season, and he's guarding Bryce Hamilton. This is where you can overcomplicate it. Tiger Campbell, whoever it is, get it across half court, go and hands it off to Bryce Hamilton, and just flatten out. Don't bring anyone else in, just let him go one-on-one. He's feeling good about himself right now.
Said it's going to be Campbell. Johnson's the one. He's got some separation, and again leaves it short. They had a good look, and at the end of the day, they are still within touch, but the Breakers will still feel pretty good about their situation. They're leading Tasmania by 10 going into the last break.
Welcome back to Spark. A seesawing third quarter, but it's the Breakers holding a 10-point lead as we see Menenga absolutely punching one on Magnay, getting his revenge after Magnay sent one back in the first half. This is going to be a battle till the end, boys.
Yeah, it certainly will be. Think you can. But they are just hanging around. You can never write off the Tassie JackJumpers. We know that, Pete. And even though they haven't been able to really get close, they did get within 2, but New Zealand have just kept their measure.
Well, it's all about the first 2 minutes here, because they had no issue scoring the ball. 30 points in that third quarter, but they gave up just as many. That's a quick skip pass to Majuk Deng, and nothing but fresh New Zealand air as Bryce Hamilton again off an offensive rebound.
Johnson it is with the putback. That's a tough bucket. I've seen this Tassie team, they've all had their moments. Deng, Magnay.
Trying to spark something with their defense.
Hamilton and Bannon, they've all had little moments. Within 8. Webster will start the quarter. First game back for the Breakers. Bairstow. They can build the momentum here. These first couple of minutes, as Pete Hooley just told us. Deng hands it off to Magnay, who couldn't finish, but he's so big amongst 4 of them. He gets the offensive rebound, gives them another chance.
He tried to push Majuk Deng away. There it is. Let him go to work. He'll get to his mid-range, gets a little floater.
And again, just comes up short. 7 of 19 from the field, but you feel like he's the one. 5 scorers in double digits for Tassie. Lopez, got 12 of his own. Stops on a dime. Scott Roth thought it might have been a travel, and another one.
Bryce Hamilton all over the glass. He's filling it up. 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Another stop for Tassie. Trying to capitalise now. That's a good little double. Stagger away. David Johnson has had 4 of those rattle in and out. He's 2 of 10. And you go back and look at these 8 misses, I reckon 4 or 5 of them have looked exactly like that.
It's been one of those nights.
Good call, that's a block.
Score won't count, but call for the block. Gee, that'd be frustrating as a player, Pete, when you're seeing him go halfway down and just keep bouncing out.
Oh, they'd be feeling great too. They'd be looking great out the hands. You're just having a chat with Vaughan. You see David Johnson over there, head in hand, thinking exactly what we were just talking about. But again, there's still plenty of time left. Knock down a couple.
Been a well-officiated game tonight. The players playing, it's been a good contest. Tassie just trying to find some answers. Baker. Still yet to score this quarter, New Zealand. Can Tassie keep pressing? Campbell now joins the party.
Well, starting to get into, it's not panic stations just yet. The New Zealand Breakers, I know. How they like to blow a lead. But you go back to that game they played Adelaide a couple of weeks ago and took them forever to get the scoreboard ticking over in the 4th quarter.
6 times, isn't it, Pete? They've led in 4th quarters this season and lost.
Much better there for Sam Menenga through the contact, and there is no doubt that that's playing on their minds.
They'd have the hand on the shoulder, wouldn't they?
Ever so slightly thinking, okay, we're going into this 4th. We've played so well this season, this game to get to this point.
Coach Coppin told Cam Glidden pre-game, something that had been working on closing out games. They feel they're getting better at it. This will be the true test. Hamilton just continuing to fire away. And now this might be Jackson Cartwright time.
And that's where Tiger Campbell, you can try and reach once maybe, but then after that you've just got to get back in front because you just put your team in a disadvantage, and PJC is just too crafty. You're very rarely going to try and pick PJC's pocket full court. I know they're trying to spark energy, but that's going to cost them 2 points.
Gets into double figures to go along with the 9 assists. Of course, not quite near the 17 that we saw him have back in round 4 against Illawarra. Record assist night on that occasion, but he's been setting up his teammates beautifully all night again. True leader of this team, back out to 10. Tasmania work through their set in the hands of Hamilton. Campbell now. It's his 3rd field goal attempt, only the 2 points.
9 of 32. Tasmania are from 3. Oh, what a move from PJC.
Brockington just wants to probe with his left hand if he can. Good support, help from Majokdeng. Hamilton has the mismatch in size, but the hands from PJC were almost good enough, not quite.
It's a really good effort there from Hamilton to recover that.
Still within 8, absolutely within touch. Let's get a few more stops. Menenga just drops that shoulder, and as Josh Bannon says, not much you can do, really.
I tell you what, it might not mean a whole lot there, but Majokdeng coming across just to make sure he got a hand on that afterwards may have saved a 3-point play.
It's 4 personal fouls on Josh Bannon. 2. Only player on the court with 4. Menenga stepping up in his second half, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 15 points, 7 rebounds.
Go back to the start of this quarter when 2.5 minutes before Sam Menenga broke the drought for New Zealand, Tasmania did not take advantage of that opportunity like they should have.
And they trap Tiger Campbell which allows PJC to pick his pocket and get the easiest points of the night. And that gets the crowd up on their feet. The Amy replay.
They just cannot dribble to the corner. Great job from Sam Menenga, and then PJC. Well, his eyes just lit up. Easy 2 points, New Zealand back in the box seat.
And Scott Roth calls the Tangerine timeout. He wants to chat to his charges because they are trailing the Breakers by 12 points. Still to follow this one will be the Illawarra Hawks, Cairns Taipans. The Hawks with that incredible, crazy game against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. They did everything they could to try and lose it. They were able to force overtime and then compose themselves and come away with a big win. Of course, Cairns Taipans without their star, Jack McVeigh, going to be up against it, but you just never know. You never quite know, and you've got nothing to lose. Only won one of their last 12. They'll go to the Win Entertainment Centre and give it all they've got. And then, of course, we know tomorrow, massive day, throwdown, and then Bryce Cotton heading back to RAC Arena.
Oh, it's going to be a fun day of hoops tomorrow.
So Tasmania now have got their work cut out. Pete, time's going to start to become an issue. They'd lost 6 on the trot before that huge win against Sydney. You maybe thought they'd turn the corner, but they just haven't been able to match the New Zealand Breakers on their home floor tonight.
Tech foul on Scott Roth. He's still barking, and Vaughan Mayberry.
He had his first warning in that second quarter. Robinson, this is the technical free throw. This is the second consecutive game that New Zealand have had all 5 of their starters in double digits. Let's get down courtside. Cam Glidden. So, we'll get back to Cam in a moment. Interesting injury in the timeouts. Tiger Campbell. Hamilton. He's going to keep letting it fly. He has to, and he may be the man.
I'm happy to say, taking out Tasmanian fans, Bryce Hamilton might just be every fan's second favourite player. He's just so smooth, can score at all 3 levels. Can do this when he starts getting really hot. Brockington tries to answer back. That is a big triple.
He does answer in a big way, right in front of that man, Cam Glidden.
Yeah, Pete, I had a thought for you, mate. This Sam Menenga show, you know, every week is putting these numbers up. How long do you think it is before the opposition start double teaming in every catch and really forcing the ball out of his hands every play down the court?
It's great. It's a great call. He's been terrific all season long, as I think he's the leader for most improved. But I think the way that Rob Baker's shooting, we know PJC can light it up. Karim Lopez, it makes it difficult to do that, but he's just got that advantage. The strength, he's got the post moves, the back to the basket. Look how hard he runs the lane there.
Jackson Cartwright again, and Brockington, he just does a bit of everything.
And this is what they started the game. They just wanted more. New Zealand, 16 offensive rebounds. They've been the better team throughout the second quarter. Tassie got it back on their terms a little bit.
They've just had more energy right from the outset. Tassie have had their backs to the wall all game. They haven't given up the fight. They haven't really been able to get close enough to really threaten New Zealand. It'll be Magnay who will go to the free throw line again, where he's 7 of 11.
And Bryce Hamilton's 21 points, so he's 3 of 10 from 3, and David Johnson's 2 of 11. So 5 of 21 for their main 2 guys. It's been one of Tiger Campbell's more disappointing performances, just 2 points, 1 of 3. Always a tough road trip to go across to New Zealand. Will Magnay's now 7 of 12.
This is now Tassie's 8th time at Spark Arena. If they don't win this, it'll just be once in those 8 meetings they've been able to come away with the points. Zealand able to, if they can hold on, protect their home floor again. Done it by committee. They haven't even really needed Jackson Cartwright to stuff the stat sheet from a scoring perspective. He does have the 11 assists with his 13 points. He's just set all his teammates up beautifully. They just have to close it out here. Tassie going to have to do everything right.
Well, they have the New Zealander in the box seat. And Cam, I know we've been talking about New Zealand and how well they're playing in the Ignite Cup, and they'll most likely be in that final. But in terms of their overall season and where they stand in the live ladder, they're inside the 6. You've been around this group. When you're talking to the players, talking to Coach Kopp, do you feel that emphasis from this team of, hey, yeah, we might be on doing the Ignite Cup ladder, but we can do something special this season?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I've been in their training camp watching from day one, and I was always very impressed by how detailed their approach is. And it was just, for me, just a matter of time before it all clicked. Dealt with a few injuries, obviously, and some tough losses, but I was just personally just waiting for it to click, and it seems like it's kind of happening before our eyes.
What do you think about Coach Kopp on a personal level, then, being that close and seeing the way that he coaches? Because you've had a lot of tremendous coaches throughout your career, but for a guy who's fresh out the game like Kopp was, who's an international superstar for Finland, might I add, but just seeing that absolute player's instincts from him as well, I'm sure it's been fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think he gives the guys a lot of confidence as Sam Menenga throws out of bounds. He's, yeah, a real player's coach. The guys have a lot of respect for him, and, you know, inside those four walls, I know the other coaches see him as having a tremendous basketball IQ, and you match it with the assistant coaches they got on the staff. It's a very good team.
Coach Kopp just saw enough there that he didn't like. He just wanted to call a tangerine timeout, just settle the troops and make sure they can close this one out and really start to set themselves up. Of course, as we said, there's another game to follow tonight, but then tomorrow is the big one. We've spruiked this one all weekend. It's Illawarra and Cairns straight after this. That should be fun.
After the Saturday switch, might I add.
Yeah, Saturday switch coming up first.
Tremendously well hosted tonight as well.
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Gazy and Damon Lowry be there with the Illawarra Hawks looking to go back-to-back. Cairns try and find a way to cause an upset. And then, of course, as we said, tomorrow the throwdown is going to be huge. And then Bryce Cotson will head back to RAC Arena to face the Adelaide 36ers. That is not to be missed. Make sure you set yourself for an on-the-couch day watching basketball action.
I know everybody's preparing, right, for the emotional aspect of the tribute to Bryce, the first time he runs out, the first time the crowd get around him. Has anyone actually sat here and thought, what happens if we get down to 20 seconds to go in a tie ball game and Bryce Cotton has it in a blue jersey instead of a red jersey, shooting at the wrong hoop that he normally sends teams home by?
Yeah, I know.
And how that's going to go. If we actually sat there to think about what if that happens hypothetically?
No. It'd be heartbreak for those Perth fans. It'll be an interesting one for the fans. Like, they'll celebrate what he's done for them, but they'll be hurting that he's not in their colours.
I'm glad you added a bit more to that, because you left me hanging there.
Sorry, I wasn't sure where to go. Marshall, Benair. Magnay did a good enough job, but they should keep possession. No, it's going to be
28% from three for Tasmania. Again, back down to 80 points. You're going to struggle to win a lot of games in the NBL this season with 80 points. They've done it in the past, their first 3 years in the league, because they've just hung their hat on the defensive end and said, if we can't score, you won't as well. But New Zealand, to their credit, have just found an answer every single time. BJC 13 and 11 with 1 turnover. He's been terrific.
Now they just need to stop here. See if they can just threaten the breakers late. They want to get it into Menenga. He's got Hamilton on him. Shot clock's down to 5. That's going to be...
It's going to be a little happy feet.
Travel, yeah.
I mean, you go through just the individual matchups as well, just to really see where this game was won. So the Krim Lopez, Bryce Hamilton, you can give the nod to Bryce Hamilton. He's got the 21 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, albeit shooting 41%, 9 of 22. Sam Menenga's probably got the best of Will Magnay in the second half. As Will Magnay answers right there. You call that one a draw if you want. But then Rob Baker, he's been all over Josh Bannon. He's dominated that. Brockington's been all over David Johnson. And then PJC, well, 13 and 11 versus the starting point guard for Tasmania, Tiger Campbell, 2 points and 1 assist. There's the ball game.
And that man, PJC, has the ball in hand. Will Steve Milk all the time off the clock, and then most likely ice the game once again.
And we spoke about what they can do, right? How high can they get? What can they actually do in this season? Well, I think a lot of that, as Will Magnay takes Sam Menenga to the basket one more, is going to come down to this mindset from PJC. In the attacking mindset, remembering he can put the team on his back, and the play of Rob Baker. We didn't see this at the start of the year. So Rob Baker shooting it confidently, being a lot more active in the offense. And when all else fails, just give it to this man and get out of the way.
He really trusts his teammates in the first half, and then when he's needed late in games, he can close it out. As Marshall stepped out of bounds, he did a good job to swat it away from PJC. But, I mean, that sort of night for Tassie.
Tassie will take a timeout because they can, really, to be honest.
And the last throw at the stumps. What have you made of Tassie from what you've seen tonight, Pete? As we said, they'd lost 6 in a row, and there was all the talk they'd had, you know, the injuries, David Johnson and a few players out. Magnay missed a couple, Majok Dang, and then we saw them against Sydney and thought, well, maybe this is the Tassie team that we are expecting to see. What have you?
Yeah, I mean, they seem to struggle to go over to New Zealand, and you look at the next 5 games, the Phoenix, if they get some more bodies back, will be healthy. That's always a tough game. That could be really telling for them. Cairns, Sam Wardenberg expected back. Jack McVeigh should be able to be back, hopefully, as well. Shout out to him. Waiting for the birth of his first child, which is exciting. Then Perth and Melbourne, well, geez, it doesn't get any easier. And then back at home to face New Zealand. And I'm pretty sure on the flip side, the New Zealand Breakers play the exact same first 2 games. They do. They play the Phoenix and Cairns. It's going to be a different looking Cairns unit with Sam Wardenberg. The Brisbane Bullets, you don't know what you're going to get with them. Hopefully it's better than last night. And then Tassie and Perth.
You can see there, they are on the road. And they're all over the place. They've had a good run at home. They've been able to spend a bit of time in New Zealand in recent weeks.
I was over here. It's a long way. It's a long way.
So they're going to have to continue to play their best basketball. Try and just top 6, but potentially even look at a top 4 spot if they can keep rolling.
A lot of teams like to talk about travel, but really the only teams I want to hear from travel are New Zealand, Tasmania and Perth.
New Zealand will look to close it out. They'll use their full 24 seconds. Jackson Cartwright stops on a dime.
Yeah. They're trying to get this game over and done with.
Refs want to see NBL Saturday switch straight after this as well.
And I was worried there that PJC might try and give Karim Lopez a little cheapy, because I know that Damon Lowry has Karim Lopez in his super coach, and I'm coming for him this week, Joey. I'm all over him.
You want to beat the coach?
Oh, I'm all over him this week. Don't worry about that.
Who's your captain?
JaVale McGee.
Oh, well, that's straight after this. I know you'll be on the couch with the popcorn watching.
I'll be asleep.
There's Lopez. Ices the game and puts the icing on the cake for the New Zealand Breakers. He knocks down his second triple. PJC gets his 12th assist. And the New Zealand Breakers are going to make it 4 of their last 5. And maybe they just are the sleeper in this competition, because they are getting rolling and they lead from start to finish.
I mean, just utter domination from their starting unit. Karim Lopez had 15, Menenga had 16, PJC 16 and 12 with 6 rebounds. Isaiah Brockington 22 and Rob Baker 18 and 9. They were just all over, and that was an impressive win from start to finish.
Yeah, it was an even spread, but at the end of the day, I pulled rank and I said this man, Parker Jackson Cartwright, is the Foot Locker player of the game with his 12 assists, 6 rebounds and 16 points. He just set his teammates up beautifully, and then when he was needed, he was able to score. But he's leading this team beautifully. They're showing resilience and character, and they are slowly making a move.
He's one of the most exciting players to watch, and when he's in this form, look out. New Zealand Breakers are coming.
So New Zealand do it at home before they head away for 4 straight road games. Tasmania had no answers, and the New Zealand Breakers continue to roll at home at Spark Arena. We'll be back right after this to wrap it all up.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Well, the New Zealand Breakers, they shot out of the blocks early. They were up and about, and they got out to a big lead. They led by 14 at the first change. They held that to 11 at halftime, despite Tassie's best efforts in the second quarter. It was 10 points to margin at three-quarter time. And no longer are they coughing up fourth-quarter leads. Pete Hooley, they ran on to win it convincingly by 13 points as we take a look at the match